Tony's right. How are you? I twisted my hair. Although twisting my hair, it's like this part is really puffy. This like gets better. I don't know. This is not the channel for that. But yeah, twisting my hair. Anyway, did a little snippy snip to it. So yeah, okay, cool. So this is again the batched stuff that's going to be done ahead of time. So this is day 8. This is my goals for 2026, my reading and writing goals for 2026. And so I was just like writing some down like yesterday. Yeah, I was trying to like get my manifestation on. And so like I had to write like a manifesto of sorts. Anyway, so this is going to be a pretty short video because I don't have too many goals that I want to all like outrightly share, because some of them are just like personal even within writing. But I did like write like a lot of my goals out. So goals for 2026 as far as my writing, well, one, just graduate from thesis and get my degree. That's like step 1. So graduate, get my degree, move on from this MFA creative writing life. And I think that that's like number 1. So all the goals that go into that drive me towards getting that main goal, like doing my thesis, finishing that over the break, doing the editing process, the creative process of designing and all that kind of stuff, and then doing the reading and making sure I have my application in for graduation. Those little things that add up to that's 2026 goals, right? To be accomplished. So there's that. I have a few goals to like write like chapbooks and stuff like that. I think you guys like know kind of where that is in terms of like I've already mentioned it. So I want to do like a mini chapbook and then like a proper chapbook. A mini chapbook is roughly like 8-ish poems, and a chapbook is like 12 to 20, 30 pages or so. So that's kind of where I want to go. I want a diversity of things. So the chapbooks can be like nonfiction, nano microfiction, and poetry, kind of like a hybrid kind of thing going for it too. So I'm not so like mad about that. So so that's kind of where I am. Yeah, I just want to like yeah, I just want to make sure that is this the most recent one? Yeah, okay. It's my my pasted. So anyway, yeah, so chapbook, like a mini chapbook, a regular chapbook. I want to get those like published in 2026. I have like a few side quest projects that I want to start because I've already written some poems, but I just feel like they don't go in my final thesis. So they need to go somewhere else, and I want them to go somewhere else. So I want them to go somewhere else. So why not a chapbook? And I think the chapbook route is the route for me. I think that it's becoming more apparent. I'm like looking up jobs right now in creative writing that I may be like on that alternative kind of path when it comes to writing, because it just is what it is. So yeah, yeah, because I'm like, this is a student, okay, type thing. Okay, anyway, so there's that. Another one that I have is being published in several magazines, like 4+ magazines. I ideally also like to be published once a month, like some writing once a month. That requires you to be like out there, but that's also kind of a little bit unrealistic because the lead time for a lot of things, definitely like 6 months. Like I feel like a month to 3 months is a fast turnaround. It's usually like, I feel like 4 to 6, and then some they don't get back to you for a really long time. But definitely anticipate like it being like a 3-month wait, if not more. So that one's a little bit unrealistic unless the turnaround, like I said, is like 2 weeks or something like that. And sometimes you can pay for an expedited kind of thing. So maybe what I need to change is acceptances instead of published acceptances, because when you get accepted, it may not go out that month. It may go out like in 3 months or whatever, whenever they do the thing. But that would be like cool. So there's that. Oh, thinking about that. Yes, girl. Yes, Lord. So there's kind of that. I have some other goals related to like thesis and post thesis and what I want to do with that. That's kind of more personal. And then trying to get like a regional, national, international prize, like shortlisted, long listed kind of thing. I think that's like doable with my stuff. So there's that. So those are kind of like the general like writing related goals, and then like just reading goals, more exposure to poetry. I definitely should start looking up nano microfiction, which probably would be more online reading. I'm considering getting a Nook also, and also getting a library card again, but I am considering getting a Nook, and the reason why is because I feel like for fiction I would be more likely to do digital, just because I did digital in my last. I feel like I'm just like a fiend. I did a lot of digital reading for that class, and so I'm used to like digital reading right now, but I feel like I don't want the stark brightness of my screen here. And when I was flipping through with the Nook, it seemed like dimmer and easier on the eyes, and I'm just considering that. So in 2026 I might break and get like a Nook. I was gonna get a Kindle, but people be like shitting on Kindle, and I mean I can see why when they go into their analysis of like Kindle and like ownership of books and things like that. And Nook probably has like the same goddamn issues, but I feel like it don't seem as prominent. So that's something that I'm considering, and I've been considering that for like over a year. So 2026 might be the year that I bite the bullet and get it, and that way I can do it. And then the other option is always, like I said, the library. The thing with me is that the library is like the library is like not the best option for me sometimes, because it's like I forget to return books because I'm used to just buying books. I'm used to buying them and they being on my shelf. Then I also worry about, ooh, this looks nice. I also worry about like my my ability to like return the book and then make sure I keep track of it, because like I have lost track of books and I don't want to get fined like a buttload of money because I haven't returned the book. So, and that's happened where I've gotten fined repeatedly for not returning books because like I'd forget, or I couldn't find it, or it would be somewhere, and I don't want to do that. So anyway, more like options for reading books. Of course, getting like used books, the book loan kind of places, or places where like people give free books and you can go there. Like there's some place where I live where like once a month or something like that you can go and just get however many books that you want, something like that. But then again, I also don't want as much physical copies of stuff unless I really like them. I'm more likely to keep poetry than like fiction, I feel like, because poetry is what I'm actually writing in. Although, you know, fiction is becoming like a little bit bigger for me. So I definitely will be increasing what I read in in fiction. But for examples of writing, it's more likely that I'm going to like do poetry anyway. So those are kind of the things that I'm considering for 2026. Very simple, straightforward goals. It's just that, especially for thesis, it's really small goals chopped up, you know, to get to that bigger goal. So it's like really simplified so I can get from point A to point B and not get stressed, because thesis 2 and 3 will probably be the more stressful semester. It's the last semester, of course, but it's the most stressful because the design element comes in the spring. And if you're not good with design, this can be a problem. And I'm glad that I took my design courses, like the majority of them, like the 2 out of 3 that you would need. So 3 would be the thesis 3. But I took the 2 beforehand, and I wasn't taking, because I wasn't taking a design course in my third year in addition to thesis 3, because, or thesis 2. I think it's thesis 3, because I think thesis 3, it might be 2 overlapping with 3 anyway. Like, I'm not taking 2 design courses at the same time is what I'm saying. And not acclimating to it, because that was one of the issues that I saw with people who were in their third year taking design courses on top of thesis, was that they weren't getting the design process so well. But then you have to like produce this thing. So for me, I have to like go back and like rethink about Adobe and using Adobe and stuff like that. And so that's really simple. But yeah, that's the bulk of my goal, is towards thesis. And then the other goals have just kind of been what they were: getting published, getting out there, putting my name out there, and considering like chapbook submissions and chapbook publishing. I do have like getting my magazine, my own personal magazine together, because I did say I was going to start one. And then I have like 1 or 2 other goals that I am considering. I'm like, is thing blowing? Because like that vent is like always blowing stuff randomly. Okay. I think that's it. So thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.